Good afternoon, Great Question Scholars. This is Professor Pope. I've made you a real quick tutorial video to show you how to access the Collaborate podcast that will be airing at 7 o'clock tonight. I invite all of you to come. It is an interactive podcast. It's not just me flapping my gums, although that does happen a lot. I will be touring you through the Blackboard page tonight, showing you the ins and outs of how different pieces work. I will be answering your questions, and we will kind of be digging into the Odyssey a little bit, starting to see where we're going in this book and see how our conversations are going to be shaped around what we're reading. First things first, I want to thank everybody. Everyone has logged on to Blackboard. It is only Thursday morning of week 1, and we didn't officially start until Tuesday, but everyone has logged into Blackboard, and so I am exceedingly thankful for that. All but about 4 or 5 of you have completed the Are You Ready for Online Learning quiz. So you guys you jumped in and you got busy and you got in there. There are several pieces and parts to this course. Again, why I'm having a podcast during the first week to kind of tour you through it. It's going to take a little bit of time to get up to speed, especially on our group discussions and other assignments. So just let's take our time, let's focus on what we've got to focus on, and we'll get it all done, I promise. So you'll see here that I have opened up to the assignments and announcements page. I sent you guys something last Thursday telling you that if you didn't log in and complete work, that you would be dropped next week. But guess what? All of you logged in. We are not in that territory yet. So there is a to-do list. Everyone logged into Blackboard. I hope everyone has gotten a copy of the Odyssey. I use the Emily Wilson translation. You can choose whichever translation you like, but most of the questions are framed from the Emily Wilson translation. There is a syllabus as well as a reading schedule. The reading schedule gives you the due dates and what you're going to be required to do during the week. I have it broken down in you should do this by Tuesday, you should do this by Thursday model. We'll go over all of this in more detail this evening. There's a quiz to see if you are ready for online learning. And there's also a pre-course survey. It's a Great Questions student survey. We're gathering information from our students that take our Great Questions course. There is a group portal. You've been broken up into 5 groups, and you will be communicating with those people over the course of the semester. And we also have Collaborate, which is right here, and this is where you're going to find our podcast this evening at 7 o'clock. This tutorial is mainly to show you how to get into the podcast, so I can answer all your other questions during the podcast. Again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, bring them to the podcast. I don't require you to show your faces if you're not comfortable, and I don't require you to speak if you're not comfortable. There is a very active chat on the side that I will be pulling information from as it goes on. So this Collaborate, it works very much like Zoom or Skype, any other sort of group meetings, Microsoft Teams, depending on what your experience is with them. Some of you may have no experience with them, and that is fine too. So what I'd like to show you now is how to find the podcast portal. So over here on the side, you'll see that we have announcements, which is where we are. Welcome Start Here, which is where you had course information and some of your quizzes, the syllabus, writing and research, a help section, your grades, my evaluation where you grade me, the course content, your journals, your study question essays, and your making connection projects. Your group portal here is where you will find all of your group discussions. The thrust of this class is you in small groups discussing the material that we read. You'll do other assignments like the study question essays, the how is it going journal, and the making connections, but the core of the class is really your discussion of the materials in this group portal. And then the Collaborate, which is where you'll find our podcasts. This is just a calendar to schedule mentor meetings. I'll be meeting with each of you twice during the semester, and that's how we get that scheduled. And pre-course assessment is where you found our student survey, and that's a glossary and some enrichment materials. I have a post-course assessment here. You can't see that because it isn't accessible to you yet. So you'll see that toward the end of the semester. It's a second half of that student survey that you had and an essay question that you will answer toward the end of the semester. There's a glossary here of humanities terms and some enrichment materials that feed into what we're reading and kind of cover things that are covered by some of the making connections and other things. And that's really the main thrust of of the Blackboard site. Again, all of you have logged into Blackboard, so most of this should just be a review for you. Now, going into Collaborate, I'm going to click on Collaborate. By the way, the reason I'm making this video is because it moves way slower when I'm trying to do it with Collaborate open when it's streaming. You see you have 3 podcasts this semester. The first one is Welcome to Great Questions, 123, open from 7 o'clock to 8:30. We won't go until 8:30. I'll see about how things are going. It usually lasts about an hour. So if we're into a groove and we're talking and people want to stay and have questions, I will stay as long as I need to. So you click on yours here. It's going to say that you can either dial in through your computer or through a phone. Again, it's going to be open 15 minutes before the start time. So 6:45, you can be in there. And it kind of gives you an explanation of what it is. It's an introductory podcast. I'll be going over course materials, answering questions, and it will be recorded. So at 6:45, between 6:45 and 7 tonight, or if you come in late, please don't worry about it. Log in anyway. Just come over here to Collaborate and click on the Welcome to Great Questions podcast. If at any time you'd like to have a meeting with me and you'd like to do it face-to-face or do a screen share like I'm doing now, please feel free to email me or text me and I can meet you in this course room. You can also meet other people in the course room in your group. Your group has its own Collaborate, which you guys can use and record sessions as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that tonight at 7. Again, this is just a real quick short tutorial. I'm going to go back over it. So you enter the Blackboard page from announcements. It should look something similar to this. Tonight about 6:45 to 7 or whenever you can access it, please go to Collaborate Podcasts here. Takes a minute for it to pop up and you are going to click Welcome to Great Questions. And then it's going to let you join the session when that session is open. I plan on being there right around 6:45 to greet the early birds, but please, no matter what time that you have a chance to access it, please feel free to drop in and say hi, even if it's toward the end. This is one of the few opportunities I get to meet with you guys face to face, and you get to actually see me, not just hear me. So I will be facing you this evening about 6:45 to 7, and I hope to see you there. Again, if you have any questions, kpope@austincc.edu or text or call me at 512-839-7831. See you guys later. Bye.